Hi kiddos! I hope everyone's having a great day today. I miss you guys very much and I can't wait to see you very soon. Today I'm going to read us a silly story about a dog who works at a bookstore. Isn't that crazy? Let's see. It's called The Bookshop Dog by Cynthia Ryland. This dog works at a bookshop. Let's see. Once, there was a woman who loved her dog so much that she could hardly bear to be away from her. The woman took her dog to the park. She took her dog to the market. That's one lucky dog. Mr. Carlos has 3 dogs, and I take my dogs pretty much everywhere that I can to. She even took her dog to the dentist. And of course, she took her to work. The woman was a bookshop owner. When she first opened her shop, she called it Read It and Reap. It was known by this name for many years. Then she got her dog, whom she named Martha Jane. And she loved that dog so much that she changed the name of the shop to honor her dog. It was called Martha Jane's Bookshop. And of course, Martha Jane was there every day. There's Martha Jane and her bookshop. Naturally, some people got things a little confused because they did not know that Martha Jane was a dog. When a new salesman came by peddling books, he would say, "I am selling books. May I speak with Martha Jane?" And the bookshop owner would laugh with delight and say, "Of course you may." And the salesman would find himself shaking hands with the dog. Silly dog. Sometimes people would call Martha Jane's bookshop on the phone wanting advice about a book. They would say, "May I speak with Martha Jane concerning a mystery book I'm looking for?" The woman who owned the shop would look over at Martha Jane, who was chewing on a rubber telephone that very moment, and she would say, "I'm sorry, Martha Jane can't take your call right now. She's on another line. May I help you?" The caller would find his mystery book, though he really wished he could have spoken directly to Martha Jane. Martha Jane was already on another line. She was chewing on the chewy toy. That's funny. But after a while, everyone understood who really owned the bookshop, and they stopped calling Martha Jane for advice about good romance novels. But that doesn't mean they stopped asking for Martha Jane. Oh no, Martha Jane was such a good dog, such a sweet dog, that now people came into the bookshop looking first for her and second for books. I would love to go to Martha Jane's bookshop. I would probably spend all day there petting her. They all loved her. Even the men got all mushy. One big man in a green coat would come in once a week and kneel down and stroke Martha Jane's smooth head and kiss her warm white face and tell her what an angel dog she was. He always brought a beefy bone for her and he sat on the floor and petted her as she ate. When he left, Martha Jane would watch him from the window. Oh, what a nice man. He brought Martha Jane treats every time he came. The postman taught Martha Jane to fetch the mail. The policeman taught her to stand at attention. And the band director taught her to sing. He would come into the bookshop with his harmonica, and the two would make beautiful music together. The whole town loved Martha Jane, and the bookshop business was very good. The policeman loved her, the postman loved her, even the high school band director taught her how to sing. She was such a good dog. Then one day, the woman who owned the bookshop came ill with a sore throat. she would have to go to the hospital to have her tonsils removed. And even though she insisted on taking Martha Jane everywhere she went, the hospital said no. No dogs allowed in the hospital, no matter how sweet and how good they are. The poor woman would have to go to the hospital all by herself, and she would have to find someone else to take care of Martha Jane. She didn't know whom to ask. Oh no, she has to go to the hospital for a while. But who's going to take care of Martha Jane? But as soon as a policeman heard that Martha Jane needed a sitter, he came by the shop with his lights flashing and his siren on. And as soon as the postman heard that he came wheeling around the corner in his Jeep. When the band director found out, he marched the entire high school band, which had been practicing on the football field, to the front door of Martha Jane's bookshop. Looks like everyone wants to watch Martha Jane. It's because she's such a good dog. And several children dragged their parents to the shop with dog toys and bags of kibble. Everyone wanted Martha Jane for a week. Everyone wants to babysit Martha Jane. Dog sit Martha Jane. Just as it looked as if everyone might have to go to the hospital and no one would be able to take care of Martha Jane, a big man in a green coat walked through the crowd. He had a beefy bone in his hand. He knelt down beside Martha and stroked her smooth head and kissed her warm white face and told her what an angel dog she was. At the sound of his voice, everyone grew quiet and only Martha Jane's chewing could be heard. Martha Jane had made her choice. Looks like she chose a nice man who brings her treats. What a smart dog. The bookshop woman's hospital stay went very well. She got 20 boxes of candy from devoted customers, and she read 10 new spy thrillers. But she missed her dog. When finally the woman was well and returned to her shop, Martha Jane was sitting at the window, wearing a big yellow bow and smelling like a flower garden. She had waited for the woman all week, and when Martha Jane saw the woman coming, she leapt to the floor and ran to the door and covered the woman's face with dog kisses. Aw, she missed her so much. The woman found that the big man in the green coat had painted her mailbox, dusted her shelves, washed her windows, and swept her floor. But most important, she had loved her dog. He did a lot of nice things for her. The woman and the big man in the green coat liked each other so much that they got married. Martha Jane went on the honeymoon, of course. There's Martha Jane at the wedding. They got married. She loved Hawaii. She went to Hawaii with them to the honeymoon. The end. Did everyone like my story today? I wish I could bring one of my dogs to school every day. Wouldn't that be fun? I hope everyone has a great day today, and I'll see you all tomorrow.